Hey, people, what's going on? What's going on? Hoping everybody having a good day. I know I am. Just trying to make some things happen today and get out here and talk about the brothers and the lifestyles. Today we want to kind of concentrate. I want to try to concentrate today and talk about the sets. Now, the education tells us there's a lot of different type of gay dudes in the lifestyle. Which one are you? Meaning, every dude in this lifestyle belongs to a set. There are different types of sets, and all the sets are unique and different. There are no two sets that are exactly alike or the same. All these different dudes in a lifestyle, they're going to move and flow to a specific type of way. And that is designed where the sets come in. The sets is what a group of individuals or what you belong to. Everyone belongs to a set. Today I want to kind of concentrate on the alphas. I'm going to talk about the next couple of days. I'm going to talk about all the sets, but today I just want to concentrate on the alphas. All right. So the alphas are very, very unique in how they move, how they flow, how they deal with other dudes in the lifestyle, and how they deal with themselves. Now you may ask yourself, what's an alpha? An alpha is a very naturally masculine dude who are into other naturally masculine dudes only. They are only interested in themselves. They are very, very unique in this way. They're one of the very few sets that only deal with themselves. In other words, they don't like dealing with other dudes outside their sets. And what makes an alpha is how they move and how they flow. For alphas, it's all about discreet. They're only into other naturally masculine dudes like themselves, but they're very, very discreet how they move and how they flow and the things that they do. Typically, alphas prefer to deal on the outskirts of the lifestyle. They're not really hardcore in the middle, in the center. They prefer to deal on the edges of the lifestyle. For them, less is more. All right. So naturally masculine dudes in this lifestyle are very, very rare. Okay. There are a lot of different type of dudes, but the alphas, they're only into masculine dudes like themselves and how they move and flow. So I'm going to touch base on a couple other types of dudes in the lifestyle, and we're going to touch base with all of them and see where you fit at. All right. When you're talking about the alphas, I really want to kind of dive in to talking about young dudes who are alphas. All right. There are a lot of young dudes. How can I say this? The vast majority of dudes in the lifestyle who are alphas do not know they are alphas. Most young dudes, especially a lot of dudes, but particularly younger dudes who are very, very naturally masculine and who are into other dudes, when they look at this lifestyle, they don't necessarily see themselves. They don't see themselves. They don't see a lot of masculine dudes in this lifestyle. So a lot of young dudes think that somehow they're weird, they're unusual, they're mutants, that somehow that, they don't fit in this lifestyle, or somehow that, that it's a mistake or something like that. No, you're not weird, you're not mutant, you're not unusual, you're just an alpha. Alphas only want to deal with other alphas. So if you're a young dude and you're having all these feelings about yourself, you're attracted to dudes, but when you look at the lifestyle, you don't see any representation of yourself. So you think you don't belong, or this isn't something for you. But you couldn't be further from the truth, because let me explain something to you. There are other young alphas just like you, thinking just like you, who having the same feelings like, I don't fit, I don't belong, but you do. Because let me tell you something. There's another young dude who's just like you, who's thinking just like you, looking for you. Alphas want to be with other alphas. That's their comfortability. That's basically their comfort zone. If there's a masculine environment, they love that. They love a masculine environment. The more masculine the environment, the more they're at home. All sets move and flow differently. And alphas, this is their comfort zone. They're very, very discreet. They're not the type of dudes who go wear rainbow flags or any kind of thing that project their sexuality. That's discreet, personal, and private for them. I know a lot of guys feel, hey, I'm going to be me. I'm going to wear a rainbow flag. I want everybody to know. Alphas, that's not how they move, and that's not how they flow. They feel that their sexuality is personal and private, and it is not for public consumption. That's between themselves and another person they're with. And for them, it's personal and private. So a lot of brothers out here, if this is you, if I'm describing you, you are an alpha. Now you know who and what you are and how you move and how you flow. It's natural. Don't think somehow that, you extra special, you're unusual. No, you're not. You're just normal. You're an alpha. And having said all that, to my young dudes out there who are feeling this, who are having all these feelings, it's normal. It's normal. And you do have a place in this lifestyle. All alphas have a place in this lifestyle because there is another dude who's looking for you. He's looking for you, but he can't find you because alphas have a unique ability to want to stay on the edges of it. And that's how they move and flow. But I always tell dudes, listen, closed mouths do not get fed. That dude you thinking about, the dude that's in your forehead, the dude that you've been fantasizing about, you wish you could meet, he's out here. He's waiting for you. But you're going to have to put forth some kind of effort to make it happen. I understand alphas like to stay at the edges of the lifestyle. But at some point, you got to delve a little bit in. You got to be a little bit more visible. And I know alphas, y'all don't like to be visible. I get that. I understand that. But you got to be seen by another alpha. So at some point, you got to put forth some kind of effort into making that happen. Believe you can do it. You have the ability to do it. And remember, there is somebody for you. He's waiting for you. But you got to put forth that effort. All right? So I'm just going to touch base on a couple of more of dudes in the sets. But I just wanted to touch base on the alphas first. We're going to talk about a couple of more other sets in the next coming days. So stay tuned, people out there. And hey, all you alphas, man up and be up.